I have helped over 20 people get verified on Google and claim their Google Knowledge Panels, and probably honestly, with over a 99% acceptance slash success rate. And today I'm going to be showing you guys how I not only did that, but also did the same for myself. So earlier this year, I met Dennis Yu, and he showed me that I had a Google Knowledge Panel. At the time, it was a partial panel. There wasn't much there, but he helped me claim it. And I got accepted on the first go because he helped me a lot. And since then, I've been helping other people, clients of ours, as well as just many of our friends who have these Google Knowledge Panels, but just don't have them claimed. As you can see, this kind of search result is very professional looking, very clear on who you are. It shows some of the things you do. So I'm a professional dunker. I go out and around the country and do dunk contests and stuff like that. And so you can see immediately this credibility of you look up my name and I'm the one who shows up, not a bunch of other people who might have the same name, not conflicting stuff. It's this, and you can see this is something that was posted recently on a different account of a dunk contest I did, and they're featuring me. And so that's there. I have my website right here, so anyone can click this and see there's a short bio here. This is a video from a really big basketball coverage thing. And so immediately when someone searches your name and you have a Google Knowledge Panel, they are going to see the things that you're credible in, the things that you've done. Not only that, but it also has my social profiles, as you can see here, linked. So then immediately, if anyone wants to go to my Instagram, my YouTube, or TikTok, they can just click one of these and it will send them directly there. And so the process of claiming this is what I'm going to be showing you guys today. It's super easy, super simple, but there is some things that people get caught up on. And so I'm going to show you guys how you can get past those so you don't get caught on something dumb and then get denied, which we don't want, of course. If you are a client and you watch this video and you don't understand or don't think that you're going to be capable of doing it on your own, we do help all our clients do this. And so no worries, reach out to me or anyone else on the team and we can get on a call with you and help you go through this. But if you're not a client, then this video should be more than enough to help you go through the entire process. Firstly, once you either have a high enough confidence score or your panel is already claimed, it'll show up like this. But sometimes you're not quite there yet. And so we built a tool that plays off of Google's knowledge graph. So Google's knowledge graph identifies all the entities within Google. So people, places, things, whether it's a business, person, place, whatever, Google assigns each of those an entity within the knowledge graph. However, for your entity to be strong enough for Google to recognize it as an entity, you need to have tons of corroborating proof, which is all of this, of course. You can see my website, got tons of blog posts on there. You can see this article by Blitzmetrics featuring me. And there's some other stuff down here that's also very big that just hasn't started ranking yet, like this thing from Care 11. They did a featured story on me, and that's helping me out a lot, but that just isn't quite ranking it. And so you are going to need to do quite a bit before Google recognizes you as an entity within the knowledge graph. However, if you've been in the game, the business for a long time, you're likely going to be in here. And so we built this tool so that you can easily search your name. So we'll just search Dylan Haugen, and you'll see multiple different things here, multiple different entities. And a lot of these are me. There's multiple different entities. And if we click on any of these, for example, this one, which is one I have claimed, you can see that all the results are truly me. These are all my social profiles. These are all my media features, etc. But if we look at somebody who might have like a conflicting name or something like that, like my friend Travis Reynolds, you'll see that yes, there are a lot of these entities, but they're mixed in with other people. For example, this surfboarding guy here. And so if that's the case, you're probably not going to be able to claim it. Before you claim it, we want it to be very clear that all the results, or at least the vast majority of them, are you, and they are your own things, whether it's social profiles, articles about you, etc. But once you have all that corroborating proof, so for example, my friend Braden Hemquist, he plays on the high school football team. He does stuff with our company, and he's at the point where he has a partial knowledge panel. This is his knowledge panel right here, right now. Once it gets more built out with more media features and stuff like that, press releases, whatever it may be, then this will be more built out and will look more like this with all the colored boxes and stuff like that. However, you can see all this is him. These are all, he plays a bunch of sports, so he's got all that. There's this article that I wrote about him. And so if you can find this for yourself within our tool, the Knowledge Graph Explorer, which by the way, all the tools and things that I use within this video will be linked in the description. So when you find this for yourself, you're going to click on the three dots by your name, or, if you have a view like this, it's the same thing, three dots. And then you are going to click Claim This Knowledge Panel. Now that's going to take you to this screen right here. Once you get to this screen, you just hit Get Verified. And then it's going to send you to this form. And this is how you claim the knowledge panel. And so now I'm going to walk you guys through every single step of this. And I want you to make sure that you watch all the way through and listen very carefully, because there is some nuances here that if you fill it out the wrong way, you will get rejected. And so first things first, these two first questions, pretty simple. Is Brandon Hemquist the name of the person, organization, or entity you're trying to claim? Yes. And then ideally you claim your own knowledge panel. You don't have someone else do it, just because it's easier. And also make sure that you are logged in to the right email. So if this was an email that I didn't really use or something like that, don't do it under that one, because that will be like the Gmail account that controls the knowledge panel on Google. So then for this next one, again, ideally I am this person. And now this question was where a lot of people get tripped up. So it says, tell us why you are claiming this knowledge panel. I know it's very easy to say, I'm claiming this because I want to have a knowledge panel, or I'm claiming this because I want people to see my social media. And while those are true and good, we want to include a lot more than that. So first example is the one I did for myself. And I'm just going to walk you guys through each piece of this and then show you a couple other examples. But what we really want to do is show credibility, show why you are credible enough that Google deserves to recognize your entity as strong enough that you get your own knowledge panel. And so, you'll see lots of things in here, media features, podcasts I've been on, people I've worked with, etc. So I'm just going to read through this and we will just talk about it the entire way through. So first things first, I'm a professional dunker, YouTuber, and content creator, best known as the host of the Dunk Talk podcast. So immediately I'm establishing who I am and what I do. Now I could include a lot more stuff like co-founder and local service spotlight, but at the time, whatever. I've competed in numerous dunking events and have earned 3 contest wins. So then hopping into each of those sections. So professional dunker, I'm talking about things I've done that make me credible within the dunk community. Within the dunk community, I'm recognized as a well-connected athlete and media figure who has collaborated with major brands such as Nike, Degree, Way of Wade, Poison, and others. And so there, again, I'm establishing more credibility by saying, hey, I've worked with these big brands, and you can find my stuff out there if you just search for Dylan and then this. You want to include very factual information that shows your credibility. So next thing, I'm also a part of JumpX, formerly Jumpmaster X, a global jump training program founded by professional dunkers Tom Barnes and Austin Young. So again, showing more things I do. I help with the coaching there. I help with their social media, stuff like that. Through my social media presence, I've helped promote JumpX to hundreds of athletes worldwide, contributing to the growth of the sport and training community. You'll see how all this ties together at the end. My work has been featured by Care 11 and several other news outlets for advancing the culture and visibility of professional dunking. So again, talking why I'm credible. Just I'm being featured by these people and it's giving me this result. Having an accurate and verified Google Knowledge Panel is essential for maintaining credibility and sponsors, expanding JumpX coaching opportunities, securing invitations to dunk competitions, and helping more athletes reach their full potential. So again, you could just say, I want to have a knowledge panel because it will help me with business, or you could say, all of this. It will help me for maintaining credibility, doing better with my business, getting my social media out there, securing invites to whether it's dunk competitions or speaking opportunities, whatever. And then ultimately, like your mission, which is helping more athletes reach their full potential. And then at the end, I literally paste this in for every single person, and you can just copy this exactly if you want to. It says, I have a strong and active presence across major social media platforms, including Instagram, TikTok, X, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever, and you guys can say whatever ones you use there, and would like to ensure that all these are linked properly, as shown here, to my knowledge panels. This is just an example of what I did. There's another one here that we did for Tommy Mello. Recently helped him claim his knowledge panel. Huge in home services, billionaire, all that. And so you can pause and look at this one as well if you want another example. But I actually did create a template, and this will be linked in the description as well. But I made a checklist for clients who are going to be getting on a call with us to claim their Google Knowledge Panels. And within that, I included a checklist on what to bring to that call. And so if you are a client who's going to be getting on a call to implement this, then, great that you're watching this video. It helps you understand it very well. But then also make sure you go check out this article so that you can know what to bring to the call. But no matter what, you should read this article just so you know like what you're going to need. And then as well as that, there is also a template here. There's also a template here that you can check out that is basically what I just walked through. So I am this person, I do this, I'm best known for this, I've been featured by this, etc. So make sure to check this out, and then you can just reason with ChatGPT, go in dictation voice mode and just talk through it. So, hey ChatGPT, my name is Dylan, I'm a professional dunker, I do this and that. I've worked with these people, these companies, I've been featured by this person. Please organize this into the template that's shown here, and then just paste this in, and you should get a really solid output. And so that's the part where a lot of people mess up in this claiming process. That's why I spent a lot of time on it, because I want to make sure that you guys don't make that mistake. But no reason to write anything out because I'm not actually claiming a panel here, so we're just going to move on. All right, this next part, this is another part that a lot of people mess up on. People mess up on all these, and so you just want to make sure that you know everything that you're doing before you go into it. So this one is identity verification. So here, you're going to be asked for a selfie with an ID. It's as simple as it sounds. You literally just take a selfie holding your ID next to your face. Big things for this one is when you are taking that selfie, make sure that all the text on it is legible. If you want, you're allowed to black out sensitive information. That's what I did when I did mine, but I don't really think it matters too much. It's Google. I think we can generally trust Google. And yeah, you're just going to take that selfie next to your face. Make sure you can read the text. Make sure it isn't backwards or anything like that. And then you can just drop that right in here. And it's also going to ask you for your full legal name, and just make sure that this is the name that's shown on your ID. Even if you go by something else in business or online, you're going to want to put your government name on here. It doesn't matter. They're not going to go and put this on your knowledge panel. This is just for like identity verification. That's all. So you don't have to worry about that. So that part's pretty easy, but once again, people get tripped up on all this stuff. So I will just put some random stuff in here just so we can move on. Okay, so the next thing, and also the last thing, the thing after this is just like a acknowledge the terms kind of thing. So the last thing is web profiles. And once again, people get messed up on this. For this, you are going to want to preferably do 5 web profiles. I know it gives you the option to do 1 or 2, but you always want to do 5. And what to do here is, first things first, get the URL to your social media. So we'll just do my Instagram. So you're going to go to your social media profile, copy the link, and put it right here. The next thing you're going to do is take a screenshot of your social media platform with it being clearly shown that you have admin access over that social media entity. And so, for example, on Facebook, it could be this page right here. You can see that you have my professional dashboard. There's an edit thing here, edit cover photo here, etc. So I think the big thing people mess up on here is they'll just take a screenshot of like somewhere random down here, something like that. And a lot of this would probably be fine, but I would just say make sure to screenshot something that is very clear that I clearly own this. There's buttons here, there's buttons here. Also make sure to have the link in the thing. Don't like crop out your screen. Just screenshot the screen. You can go into full screen if you want. Just go into full screen, take a screenshot, and then drop it in there. You don't need to do any editing or anything like that. And so for Instagram, same thing. You know, you've got edit profile here, so this will be fine. For YouTube, you can go to Studio, and you can see like this thing here. That's pretty good. For your website, for your personal website, if you have one, which you should, of course, this screen right here is fine because you have all this stuff up here. And then, yeah, for any of the other ones, it's just the same thing. Make sure that they can clearly see that you have admin access over that. And so once again, I'm just going to put a random picture in here so we can move on. But after that, after you've got the basic questions out of the way, your tell us why you're claiming this statement done, your identity verified, and your web profiles in, then you can move on, check the box, and say submit. I'm not going to, of course, because this was just completely random. Just put a bunch of random stuff in there. However, that's where you'd submit it. So after submitting, Google says that they will send you an email within 72 hours. Honestly, I have never seen them take that long. It's normally within 24 hours. Sometimes it'll just be like overnight, and so that's super cool. But once again, having a knowledge panel is huge for your online credibility. It really just shows anyone who is searching your name that, you know, you are someone who's credible and you are someone who has put effort into their personal brand, and that carries a lot of weight. And so once again, if you're a client who needs help with this, feel free to reach out to me or anyone else on the team. We'd be happy to help you. But if you are not, then I hope that this video was helpful, and I hope that it'll help you claim your knowledge panel. Once again, there's plenty of other resources in the description for you guys, whether that's articles, other videos, whatever. So make sure you go check those out. If you guys enjoyed, let me know what you think. If this was helpful, let me know. It would mean a lot. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Good luck.